nice coffee that. Welcome to the channel, everybody. So my name's Dave, and this is a brand new channel. This is Bridlington Through the Lens. So the channel is going to be about filming and photographing Bridlington and Bridlington Harbour. It is going to be on Facebook and Instagram as well. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about, I've been looking at some of the Facebook forums on drones. So I have my drone here. This particular drone is a DJI, say that right, DJI Mini 4K. So it's really basic. It's a basic one, and it comes under the 250 grams. Now the regulations and legislation has all changed for January 2026. Now you need an operator ID, flying ID for anything over 100 grams, where these didn't fall into that category. You just needed your operator number on your drone. One of the changes as well is LED lights, or a green flashing light if flying at night. And this has caused a lot of confusion and a lot of concern that people who already own drones. Now, what I did, a lot of people were concerned that it takes it over the 250 grams, which then takes it into a different category and things like that. However, I have found something that apparently does not, and we're going to see. So I'm going to weigh the drone, and I actually bought a red and a green LED strobe light, and we're going to fit them to the drone and see what the weight is. So let's get into it. So guys, let's weigh the drone. There we go. So it comes at 241 grams. So we are well under the 250 grams. Now I've got these strobes, so with the one strobe, so the green only, that makes it 245. Now if I wanted to the red on as well, that would put it bang on 250. So therefore I'm not exceeding the 250 grams. It is bang on. However, for legality of flying at night, you just need the green, and there we go. So you can put a strobe or LED light onto your drone, and it will not take it above the legal requirement of something under 250 grams. So from Flytron, you can get these little LED flashing lights. You can get the white, you can get the green and the red. The legal requirement is for green when flying at night, and then ideally you don't want it to exceed the 250 gram weight limit. Now, from my understanding, is the 250 gram weight limit then puts you into a different category, which then means you have to follow a different set of rules. For example, the 150 meters away from people, etc., and not flying over crowds and all sorts of sort of things. I don't do any of that, so I'm not going to really go into that. But if you want to drop a comment below on what you think the rules are, please feel free. So these are tiny. So you've got a USB, USB-C connection, which, you know, a lot of stuff is standardized now, phones, etc. You can plug that in and you charge. You know, when you buy it, they recommend you charge it for about 2 hours. It's all sealed, it's all waterproof. I'm no electrical expert, so I'm not going to go into all the details of it. Once it's charged, you've got a little button just there, and you basically hold it down, he says. Sort of flashes, so when you want it on, so it does that sort of, there we go, and that is bright. So that is going to sit there, and the idea is then that can be seen by other aircraft, but also people on the ground as well. So we've got a, oh, and then to turn it off, that is bright, you just hold it down, it does a little flash, and it turns off. So what you get is these little Velcro pads, which can fit on nicely onto there, and they just stick on. I blinded myself now with the green light LED. So that just fits nicely on the drone there. Now, I bought these for £15.90. Each strobe is £15.90. Which I don't think is too bad, because obviously there's been a lot of talk of you know, people going over the 250 gram weight, etc. And what these guys, so this is called a Strobon C-1 CREE, CREE, standalone drone strobe with USB Type-C charging. So that's how it's marketed on the website. By the way, they are not sponsoring this video at all. I've purchased these and through a proper drone YouTube channel. That it was recommended. Well, these were recommended. So there we go. I've put that on the thing. So you basically there we are. Let's so that comes off quite easily. I've got no nails. So guys, this is where I bought my strobes from. This is a website called Flytron here, and this is basically what you get in the kit. This is how you fit them. Or you can fit them as well on the top. And then you can choose your colour and type. So you got white, red, green, blue, and then these here, 940, 850. I'm not sure what those are, to be honest with you. They do all sorts of other stuff as well. So let's have a quick look. You got other types of LEDs and whatnot. Far too technical for me, to be honest with you. Also other accessories and things like that. So there we go. So I got those, and those were recommended of from a YouTuber who does drones. So even having the red and the green on, it's, you know, it's at 250. I'm sure people will comment, oh, it must be below or less than 250. Are we going to grumble about a gram? Unless whoever has, you know, is going to weigh it, I suppose. But the legal requirement, if you're flying at night, I suppose, is just the green. So you don't need the red, you don't need the white. I've put them on just to give me, so I maintain that visual line of sight you have to maintain. You know, so basically I've got my hand controller is that, which then I fit my mobile phone to, my iPhone, and then I sort of, I look where the drone's flying, and then I use the screen mainly for recording and taking photos, etc. Because where I live, you get a lot of seagulls, and seagulls seem to hate drones for some reason. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm not a drone expert. I'm not an expert on the legislation or regulations. I've been following, you know, stuff that's put in forums. I've read the website. I've done my flyer ID. I've got my operator ID and all that stuff, or whichever way around it is. I did it before the change. I've had my drone. This is my second year, and I did the online test as soon as I got the drone. I just thought, because I didn't know anything about it, so I thought I'd do it anyway. And I used mine primarily for doing landscapes and things like that. I always ask permission anyway, and if on my other YouTube channel, which is based to be on, so please give it a follow and a like, and go and have a look if you're into caravanning and things like, and travel. I always ask permission if I can fly over the caravan park or camping park. I always ask. You know I don't have to, but I just think it's courteous, and it's better to get people on your side than against you. I think, you know, I'm not. It's, for me, it's not clickbait. I'm not an auditor or anything like that. It's just doing photography and filming of landscapes and things. So please drop a comment below. I'm sure there's people out there who have far more knowledge than I do on this subject, and I don't claim to have the knowledge. All I've done really is I've bought a green LED compliant strobe light, flashing light, green, if I'm flying at the dark. The thing is, I don't actually fly at night very often anyway, because I can't see the damn thing, to be honest with you. So that's what I've done. I've really bought the red as well if it's a bit of a dull day, just so I can have better visibility. And I know you can get the white for that as well, so it's really that. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and please check out our other videos, which is basically photography around Bridlington and the northeast coast. So we'll be doing filming Scarborough, Whitby, but mainly around Bridlington and Bridlington Harbour. So we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.